Hey everybody, it's Paul. I want to highlight a lesson I did recently with somebody. They came in looking for distance. They felt that they were swinging hard and that they should be producing more power than they were, and they had a very weak ball flight. So an hour later, look what happened. So we started off getting some data on his swings, and we got 8 or 9 shots recorded, and looked down, and his swing path was cutting across the ball. And he knew he had an outside-in swing path, but he didn't realize it was as dramatic as it was when we saw the numbers and saw the illustrations. So he was cutting across the ball at 5 degrees outside in, and that's fairly significant. So we made a couple of changes. We got his swing path down to less than a degree, and that was a very simple change. He understood the process and had no problem making the changes. We then looked at the face angle as part of it. And the face angle was open 5 degrees. So he's cutting across the ball at 5 and open at 5. So that puts a face to path angle at 10 degrees. And that's a big gap. That means that there's no compression, there's no power on the ball because you're hitting a glancing blow with an open club face. So we did a couple of club face drills and we got him down from 5 degrees to less than 2. Then, because of the swing path changes and the release of his club head, all of a sudden his club speed went up. So his club speed went up 6 miles an hour. This is very significant because for every mile an hour of swing speed, there's potentially 3 to 4 yards of distance. So he went up 6 miles an hour. 6 times 3 is 18, and that's a big potential to gain. Because the swing speed went up and the path got cleaner and the face got cleaner, the ball speed increased by 9 miles an hour. And for every mile an hour of ball speed, there is about 2.5 yards. So 9 times 2, 18. Once again, we can see where the potential for distance is coming. Now, with that extra ball speed, the ball has a capability of climbing higher. Your ball can't climb against gravity if it doesn't have power. So when you add velocity, it climbs higher. And when it climbs higher, it goes farther. And it also makes it easier to hold the green when you come down. So the ball is going higher, it's going longer, it's coming down steeper. And that's where we end up with our next part, is our landing angle. It increased in a descent to 47. So the ball is landing, has a much better chance of staying on the green. And then all of that landed with an increase of 18 yards of additional distance. And here's what we see. He was carrying his 7-iron 106 yards before we started, and now it's going 124. And it was much more accurate, longer, and higher. So how did all this come out? Well, if we look at our summary, 18 yards more carry distance, 9 miles an hour of ball speed, 6 miles an hour more club head speed, reduced the swing path by 4 degrees, reduced face angle by 3 degrees, 6 additional yards of height, and 5 degrees steeper landing area. Now this person left with full confidence that he can retain all of this and that none of this is going to disappear because he found it exceptionally easy to understand and it made common sense the way that it was explained to him. So 18 yards of higher, longer, and more accurate. And that was just our very first hour. I look forward to seeing where we can go with this. I'm Paul Kelly. If you want to play better golf, give me a shout. Thanks for watching.